It's 28mm RPG, and we have the gang back together for another session of Traveler. Once again, we have Gordo.
Hello, everybody.
Gordo playing Animus. We have Spencer playing Rye, and we have a sideline guy for tonight, which is Josh. And Josh is quiet. But he's gonna be listening in on us and getting ready to play a character as well in this. And this will give him a good example of how we're gonna end up playing for this stream. Alrighty, so let's get back to where we were. In the last situation, you came out in the Dhuku system, and apparently there has been some sort of a failure that has occurred, causing you to impact against something along the way. You merged into a asteroid field, and last we were at, you guys had maneuvered the ship away. Actually, Tara had maneuvered the ship away from the situation. And there's all sorts of alerts, alarms going off in the bridge right now. And system failures happening in the engine room. But right now, everything is under control in the engine room as last we let off. He's kind of settled everything down, which was, who was it? Back to Valis. Valis was the one who ended up trying to correct things in the engine room. With Animus was, I believe you were helping out a little bit.
Yep.
And so we continue from here. So Tara says, I've gone ahead and plotted a course towards the main planet, and which is at Dhuku, she says. And Callow's like, yeah. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. Scratch. Medic comes running in. Is everybody okay? She's looking around in the bridge.
I'm a little shaken, but I think I'll make it.
Yeah, we're okay, says Tara. Yeah, Carl, he's I'm okay. Panic attack, though. She kind of looks at him, go, you need some, he's like, yeah. So she goes ahead and starts administrating some sort of medicine towards him. Meantime, in the back there, Valis is like, hey man, that was some great thinking there, Animus. Wow, man, I didn't think we were gonna pull that one off. Everything was just lighting up like fireworks back here.
That was definitely exciting. We need to track all of our systems and make sure that we know the extent of any damage. Do you have access to sensors back here? Can we check the outside? I'd like to see what exactly we hit and if it's still going to be a problem.
Yeah, dude. It's up there. That panel over there, he points.
Amos kind of scrambles up there, activates it, and tries to scan the immediate vicinity of the ship and see if he can find what we hit.
You do see some debris from where you have gone past. You can see on the schematic, it shows you your ship and kind of in a 3D representation. And you can see like these trailing bits of what look like maybe asteroid dust or something that you possibly had connected up against in your reemergence into reality from your jump.
I'll double check our star charts and our plotted jump and see if we maybe came out somewhere other than we intended, or if there's any previous reports of asteroid matter in this particular vicinity.
And yeah, you start running diagnostics and stuff like that. Right.
Just trying to see if we got the right navigational solution, or if there's ever been asteroids here before in this particular part of space.
Yep. You start running diagnostics. Meantime, right.
Well, now that everything is settled down in the place, I can't rename it because I've lost my friggin' marbles.
We all do.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad everyone's okay. You know, Tara, I'm glad you're fine. Great job on controlling the ship here, like always. I'm gonna work my way down, see if there's any other things out of place or needs fixing.
Heading back.
Heading back towards the mess area, towards down the hall.
Okay, you exit out and start walking, along to where the mess is. You can see the bounty hunters there, like, looking kind of like out of place. He's like, "Are we okay? Like, sound like we hit something."
Everything seems to be fine. The ship isn't in too much disarray. Is everything okay over
Hey,
here?
I'm gonna go check on our payload. I'm gonna go head down to the cargo hold. Be right back, he says, and he starts trucking on through the mess out the door, and that's where he's off. And in the meantime, Adamus, you discover this is you have come out in the right spot. You figure that all the stars are in alignment here. You are in the correct system. The asteroid belt is in the correct position. It just you ended up misjumping by the looks of it. There's some sort of a something that caused the misjump. Possibly something that occurred, or maybe it was a miscalculation on behalf of somebody. You're not quite sure.
Okay, I'll keep checking the systems, see if there's any faults that are continuing or any damage.
You're noticing that in part of the ship, you're seeing that there is a fluctuation in the air. The pressure is starting to drop slowly. It appears to be in part of the ship. Go ahead and bring her up here. Do you have everybody's got the ships? I can share that again here.
The ship layout?
Yeah, I'm gonna reshare it for everybody.
I got it pulled up here.
Okay.
I pinned it to my taskbar.
And
yeah,
sure.
I'm good.
You're good? Everybody's got it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's on deck 2. Appears to be on the where it exits out through the valve system into the airlock in that area. So there is if you're looking at the schematic, just kind of give you an idea. That airlock that's in the back in towards the cargo hold, which is number 2, the cargo bay. You see, It's got kind of an airlock there. That is the same exit, which is up on deck 2, on the very back of deck 2. It's kind of a little bit misplaced, so you're actually got the second deck on top of that. So you see where that little circle is, where it goes. Yeah, it's going to be connected there. You guys got that? That's where you're having the leak, on deck 2. So that's
Is it behind that door, or is it in where the bed in the cabins are?
You see that it is behind the door. It's in the actual lock itself. So it's a lock system. So you have an airlock system there. You also have an airlock system down below as well. And in the meantime, Valis is working on other stuff, and appears to be trying to settle down a few things, rewiring something as well. Rye.
I'm still working my way down the hall. Cobb took down to check his payload. Everything is still up and running. So I'm going to work my way down and see if I could take a look at this leak that we have down the hall.
You actually don't know about that.
Oh. Oh. I didn't know that.
Unless somebody broadcasts it to the rest of the crew. You do have little
I don't-
comm units, so just to let you know, you can do that.
Yeah. Adamus's next action would be to go on the ship's intercom and let folks know that there's a potential hazard. So,
Okay. Tara confirms and says, "Somebody go look at, check that out." Hey, hon, can you do that?
Yeah, I'm on my way right now. I'm just heading down the hall. I get to the door and it seems to be a thicker air, harder to breathe as I get closer to that door with the leak
So you
seeping through.
do notice that there is also vac suits in this area.
So, as soon as I see a vac suit, I throw it on and I open the door. I make sure that it's confined to there, so I'd have to close the door behind me.
And you do find there's a kind of like an aerosol that you use to look for any leaks.
I spray the aerosol and I find the leak. I'm pretty sure there's some tools or something that are laying around.
Certainly,
here that
yeah,
I've
you
seized.
can go ahead and start working on a patch on there.
So I put the patch on and it seems to be working a little bit as I keep administering this patch.
Seems fairly easy to do, and you do notice that you think you've got things settled down. You didn't even
Tara,
have to roll.
Tara, I think I got things contained down here. Any other mishaps around the ship that you know of?
Negative. You'll have to ask Adamus. He's in the engineering department.
Adamus, do you see anything?
diagnostics are continuing. So far, nothing else that appears to be an immediate problem. I'll let you know. We should check tactical and see if there are any hostile vessels within our vicinity.
Copy that. Cobb, how's your payload looking?
Yeah, all seems to be sutured up pretty fine here. I think this thing has taken a knock though, but it seems to be okay. Everything seems to be functioning. Lights are still on.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I
You
start working my
Adamus,
way.
Adamus tries to contact Ryan in a private channel.
This is private channel 2. What could I do for you?
Yeah, I'm concerned. It looks like we misjumped, which I double-checked those coordinates before we left the previous port, and they look good to me. So there's either been a mechanical problem or there's some sort of sabotage which caused us to jump into the wrong place. I think we need to be on our guard against a possible saboteur on board and any other hostiles that could be trying to steal the payload. Just be aware.
Copy that.
Keep this
I'll
between
make
us
sure.
for now.
Yeah, I'll keep it between us. Keep an eye open. And we switch back to the public channel.
and Valis goes, dude, you really think that there's somebody trying to sabotage us?
I hope not.
He goes,
Keep a watch. If anything else out of the ordinary occurs, I want you to bring this to my attention directly.
yeah, I'm not sure, man. Maybe, Cobb doesn't have any motive. He wants to get his way to, where he wants to go. But I don't know. The medic and the assistant pilot there, they're kind of a little weird, kind of kind of weird vibe happening off those two. Not too sure. Just my opinion, though. You know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't trust anyone until I've seen their performance for a while. They're new on the ship, and strange things are happening. We need to keep our eyes open.
He goes, looks like we have everything under control. That leak has been patched up, so I don't know. Hopefully everything stays together. Don't want this thing to fall apart, man. It needs a servicing. You know, you're right, man. It's time. It's time. We got to get some new parts and replacement things, and yeah. That you know, we got to get to that starport like quick.
I'll speak with the captain and see if there's a way to expedite our trip.
And Rye, anything you are doing in the meantime? Yeah, here I am asking questions.
I'm finishing making my way down the hallway, checking all the extra rooms and stuff like that, making sure everything's cleaned up, working my way back up to the bridge.
Bravo. And yeah, Tara says, well, we've locked on the planet coordinates. We are heading in a trajectory, should be there in a few hours.
And we're landing planet side, is that right, Tara?
Correct. The starport is only on the ground. They do not have a high port.
When was the last time a Nebuchadnezzar was in Atmo?
Since we were back at Arnigi. That was 2 jumps ago.
Let's do a quick check, make sure that hull pressurization is holding and all subsystems are online and available prior to entering Atmo.
She says, Roger. And okay.
Galileo, all systems under control?
Everything is under control.
Perfect.
Cobb
Green
ends
lights.
up you end up running into Cobb along the way. He's kind of like, you know, shaking his head, and he's like just throws up his hands and skits on by, goes back to his spot in the galley.
Cobb, are you okay?
Hey, as long as you get me to where I need to go, I'm fine. As long as you get me there in one piece, man. Remember, if I don't make it, you're only making 10,000 credits on this thing. The only way you guys are gonna get the 100,000 is if I survive as well. He goes ahead and starts pulling out some sort of an object and pops it into his mouth, and it starts doing some sort of vaporization happening.
Oh, that's what we're trying to do, Cobb. This was unfortunate what happened, so hopefully we can fix the situation and continue on.
Soon enough, you do see, Adamus, that there is some sort of, it's indicating that there are some other objects, which appear to be some sort of, could be a starships, could be a fleet of them, like a small contingent. Looks like it's a grouping. You don't know how many ships, it's unclear, but it does look like it's possible signals.
Helm engineering, evasive maneuvers, contacts on our scope, long range. Looks to be possible multiple vessels. Alter course to avoid, please.
And she says, Roger that. And you start feeling the ship kind of give a buffet, and you feel some sort of a course correction going on.
Track the objects on the scope, see if they alter course to intercept.
And after about maybe 5 minutes, you notice that they're just keeping on course. They just seem to be going along, and they don't seem to be reacting to your maneuver.
Helm, you can return to course. Objects are not changing their vector. We'll keep an eye on it from here.
Do that.
Soon enough, you hear Tara says, "I've got a broadcast coming in. I'll flip it over to the comms." And you hear basically, you hear a bunch of kind of weird, kind of mumble jumble. I don't know. Could be something wrong with the comms or something, man. It doesn't make sense to me, says Valis.
Any way you can clean that signal up for us?
Yeah, you try to do what you can, and yeah, nothing coming up. You don't think that there's anything wrong with the comms at all, because you ran a diagnostic and there wasn't anything that came up on the comms array.
Pull up the DF antenna, see if I can find out a bearing of the signal. Where's it coming from?
It appears to be coming from that cluster in that direction. The ships that
That was just bypassed?
Yeah, bypassing.
Appear to be jamming occurring at the transmission location.
You don't. Well, you're guessing, but you don't think you're hearing it jammed. It's just the way that they're talking.
Alice, do we have any like voice modular translation devices that we could use to try and fix up their...
Yeah, he says it takes a little time for things. This is an old computer on this ship. It just, let them speak for a little bit and probably start self-translating.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're hearing more. And then you suddenly start hearing a little bit more clearer signal, and you're hearing, "Ship, you heading to planet side Dhuku." And she, Tara goes, "Affirmative. Proceed. Good day." That's all you hear.
Odd.
Well, I guess I just wanted to make friendly.
Then
I'm at the bridge and just sort of monitoring Terra and Galileo as they're making our way to the planet side.
Yeah, Calio seems to be a little bit more calmed down now. He's not scratching his head as much, and he seems to be, at the ship's helm, and seems to be doing things pretty fine. And Tara's kind of like giving him the side eye, like, and looks at you like, oh.
I'm not experienced in driving, otherwise I would take over while he goes to medic.
She shakes her head, says, and then shortly thereafter, she gives an ETA. She says, "We should be approaching the entering atmosphere in 45 minutes."
Velis, remind me again, which weapons on this boat are currently operational?
We have beam lasers. All around beam lasers. Up and bottom.
That's an automated system, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it can be. Yeah, or you command them.
Okay, fair enough.
And then further on, you start feeling, she says, start, preparing yourselves for re-entry. I would suggest grabbing a seat.
Admis will strap into the engineering space just in case he needs to help Velis out again.
Nice strap in next to Galio. He's strapping in behind.
And yeah, you start feeling the buffeting of the ship. It starts getting boom, 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 boom. And you start feeling it. You do notice a couple of blinkers start going off, but they settle, and then they start blinking off again, and then they settle again. They're Artemis. And
monitoring those signals. Velis, tell me if the atmospheric pressure changes by more than 3 microbars, please.
yeah, roger that. Yeah, it looks like she's gonna hold together. And down below, she says, Tara indicates, hey, we got quite a view from up here. We've exited the we've we've entered the atmosphere. We're doing fine, just in glide mode. And
Excellent.
good to hear.
Skills.
Everything looks good system-wise.
Unlatches himself. And up ahead.
Excellent piloting skills, everyone.
Give you a little bit of a feature of what you're coming up to. Hopefully you both see that.
Yep.
Wow. Didn't realize it was that technologically advanced a world. Very nice.
And yeah, you see an arrayment of, different kinds of drone kind of activity going back and forth on this circle of an island. And as far as you can see from the ship, you see that it spreads out ocean as far, and then there's little clusters, kind of like this one here, other cities off in the distance. There is actually one island close to this one. Doesn't look as developed, looks more jungle-like. And you also notice that the one of the, like, you see these kind of weird kind of looking roadways veers off towards that direction as well. So there is an actual, transit connection from what you can see.
Tara, I have a quick question for you.
To see if we're able to dock this planet.
Tara says, "Yeah, we have confirmation of landing. We're able to. We've got permission."
Tara, quick question for you. Do we expect any problems with local customs having our prisoner on board?
I've never been here, so she's trying to. I'll look up something on the library here. She's like, clicking stuff. And she said, I've got nothing here. The ship's never been here, so this is a first for the Nebuchadnezzar.
Wondering if they're carrying tech for our repairs.
Well, they're letting us come in, so everybody get ready for landing. And shortly thereafter, you end up hitting the port, the tarmac there, and the ship comes to a settle.
Well done, Velis. Thank you so much. I'm going to head back up forward here and see if there's anything we need on the bridge.
Roger that. I'll give you guys a list of things to buy.
Much appreciated.
And
Prioritize that because money doesn't grow on trees. If we have to ration what we purchase, just make sure it's prioritized to the most urgent items.
all right, Tara says she's going to be on the ship for a bit. If you guys want to go out and stretch your legs, have at her. We're going to be here for probably a bit until we get things fixed up on the ship.
Yeah, Adamus will take a step outside and see what the planet's like.
Yeah, the cargo bay doors open, and you know, one of the lift gates come down, and you see before you there's a contingent on the tarmac there, and they appear to be a group cluster of about 4 people, and they're just kind of standing there waiting. They're just subtly moving and kind of looking oddly towards your ship.
I'm walking
So
up behind.
Adamus. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm walking up behind you, taking a look at these guys that are looking at us, all weird.
Adamus is gonna walk right up to him. Hello, friends. So good to meet the locals. I am Adamus, at your service.
Greetings, Starfarer. I am Narak. This is Atoll. We need to inspect ship.
Well, of course, we will comply with all local regulations and laws. May I see your identification, please?
Very well. He presents to you a kind of a weird kind of looking badge that kind of glimmers, but you don't really see any kind of markings or anything on it. It's very iridescent.
They're going to be boarding our ship. Make sure they're supervised, Adamus.
So we will, of course, would like to comply. May I ask what the normal boarding procedure is and what you intend to check, and if there's any way to, well, facilitate a more expeditious inspection. I don't know what the local custom is, but of course we are more than happy to try to expedite things if that's possible.
Okay.
If you catch my meaning.
Very well. And you give me a roll. Give me a skill roll under your. Let's see. Let's go with more of a diplomatic approach here with this. Go ahead and roll. It's basically that on the skill chart, number 4 there for you. Perfect. And they go, yes, I'll comply. And we may proceed. We will follow. Cargo hold.
Yes, of course. You are aware that we are carrying a known fugitive in cryofreeze for delivery to the planetary authorities at our destination.
Oh, fugitive is edible?
Well, I suppose he is, but unfortunately it was not ours to sell. He does have to reach his destination.
Still, must comply. We follow. They start trudging behind you. Proceeding.
Okay. As I'm walking up, I key the comm to Tara and say tell Cobb to get next to his cargo with the proper paperwork. We are proceeding in with the customs authorities now. I'll delay them as long as I can. Just get things ready, please.
And yeah, are you just letting them pop on in, or are you just kind of slowly struggling?
No, I'm taking my time. I'm walking as slowly as I can, waiting for them to confirm that they're ready for us to board.
I'm taking the rear behind them, so
interesting.
they don't try.
Old ship falling apart. Not good.
This is where we hope that your planet will be able to help us. we need repairs, as you can see, and this will be some good coin for the local shipsmith.
Nasty smash. Ship hurt. Need fix?
Yes,
Need fix.
need fix.
Will comply. He goes, Zartal, call Mavok. Mavok, comply. Roger. And you see him kind of move his head and in a gesture like he's talking, but he's not actually saying anything. And then he repositions his head, says, Mavok, comply. Roger. And they just keep on kind of following you at your pace. And they're kind of looking at each other and looking at different things and pointing things out and going, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of
hoping to keep their attention more on the condition of the vessel than getting inside quickly. We'll eventually reach the entry hatch, and I'll key the mic and say, Tara, are we ready to board?
No problems.
Very well. Now we'll walk with them into the cargo hold.
Yeah, and you see, basically, you got the capsule there, the cryopod, and, the bounty hunter kind of standing beside it and kind of looking like, what? Looks at him. What kind of odd guys are these? And they're like looking around. They're just inspecting and looking, basically. Oh, Just they seem to be kind of rather harmless looking, as they do their roundabout look in various areas. And the one of them kind of looks at the cryopod and says, odd. You have person inside. Person like you?
Yes, criminal. Many crimes.
Oh.
They are being taken to the authorities.
This means fugitive.
Yes. Cobb, do you have the extradition order that you can show these fine gentlemen, please?
And, Cobb hands him the papers. Kind of just... Affirmative. Hands them back to Cobb.
Anything else you guys need to see in our ship?
Meantime, you hear something go grunk grunk up against the ship. You can feel the ship kind of brace itself from a heavy load.
What just happened?
Tara goes, I think something just attached itself to the side of our ship.
Gentlemen, what just happened?
Mavok, fix.
Apparently they're fixing the ship, Tara.
How much to fix the ship?
And they kind of look at each other and go, they kind of look a little confused.
Price.
Do you require payment?
Oh. Monetary. Negative. Ship wounded. Ship hurt.
This is the best planet ever.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm
Ship
sort
is
of like
old.
sitting back. I'm like, there always has to be a catch. Like, what's going on here?
You wish to partake in city sights? We have Galadas and Mivirium and Laterus. Come, you escaped the Faraday. It is boring here. Not much for you to do.
I'll go if you go, Adamus.
I think this sounds like an excellent cultural opportunity. Yes, I will go.
Yep. And, Tara says, I'm sticking it out with the ship here with Valis. I think we're going to see what we can do in here. And, wow. They seem to be doing a pretty quick job on the repairs out there. And, yeah, you don't hear anything from anybody else. It's just going to be, from the looks of it, Rye and Adamus. Come, you wish
Splendid.
to partake?
Yes, it will just be the two of us.
To the Galadius? To the Meridium? To the Laterus?
What would you recommend?
Oh, come, you must be famished. We take you to the Galadius.
Galadius it is.
And he and his contingent all proceed and take you along. Come, follow us. And you end up heading towards what looks to be some sort of grab vehicle. And they allow you to proceed through. Please board.
Find
Does it
my
look safe?
seat and the vehicle.
It looks like some sort of really exotic, spacey vehicle. If you can imagine what this place looks like, their vehicles are kind of in that same kind of aspect. Got lots of like ribbing and stuff like that, and kind of like odd looking windows in them. Very looks pretty spacious in there.
I take a seat inside the vehicle.
Yeah, you grab yourself a seat and sit down. Seems very comfortable. And you see the contingent follows in with you, a couple of them. And the other two is beckoning to Adamus as well.
Adamus will go in and take a seat by Rye. Do we see any? Does it look fairly homogeneous? Like, are they all the same race, or does it look like there's maybe more of a mixture of off-worlders
you
too?
notice that they are pretty much humanish, in looks. A little odd looking because a lot of races have kind of gone on their own and kind of interbred with themselves and created kind of like a kind of a look and a feel to them that is not exactly what you would expect from back at where is it you guys are from here to Darugi, say. It's
This
not
is
very
actually a very luxurious place considering.
yes, not very many visitors. And the enclosure closes, and you feel the vehicle set on, and quite the nice gravity system inside. You're kind of you've never seen anything in this kind of technology before, Adamus, and most of it that you've seen has been basically between 12, 13, a lot of lower, technologies that are out around in this area too. But this one's pretty fairly high, And yeah, the travels in towards the city, and you start seeing other vehicles that are kind of similar to this one as well. And you do see, odd pockets of various Dhukuians all everywhere. And doing their own things. Some of them seem to be like in little groups, bartering. Looks like they're dealing with goods in some sort of a way.
It's like a regular civilization.
Yeah. And eventually it comes to a halt and comes to a settle. The vehicle opens up, kind of like in a butterfly, kind of like wings coming up on either side, letting you out to disembark. And you notice that your contingent, your group, ends up proceeding outwards. Come, famished.
Yeah,
God,
I'll follow along.
do you smell that, Adamus? It actually smells good.
I'm excited to see what local cuisine is.
Yeah. And soon enough, you enter what looks like to be some grand kind of mess hall cafeteria mixture. More of this ribbing and odd looking structures around here. And there's various pockets of people kind of communing to each other. There's others sitting at tables in various locations and enjoying meals and such. You yeah, everybody seems to be kind of in the basic same tallness and variations and that. And you come up to the carousel of defamishing as they go ahead and introduce you to their cuisine, and you see various nozzles and stuff starting to put things together and creating various looking dishes in front of you. So it starts piling up different things and different levels, and some of the excretions here are in different colors and stuff. And your plates come out and are beckoned forth towards you.
I will very subtly take my scanning device that I carry with me and scan the food for any toxins and make sure it's safe for our consumption.
I
You
think
do
we'll be okay.
you do a scan. It doesn't indicate any kind of it's not showing any kind of negative on there, so seems to be.
And Adamus isn't assuming that they try to poison us, but simply that maybe local cuisine could be something that we could not ingest. We just want to make sure that we're safe. So with that, he'll go ahead and try a bite, see what it tastes like.
And here I am already indulged in it, just eating it.
Okay, it looks nice and everything, and
I'm hungry.
you shove it into your mouth, and it kind of has that texture of Play-Doh. And,
Play-Doh.
and also the taste of Play-Doh, rather salty. And it's just like you're not sure about this taste, but you swore you smelled something delicious when you came in.
Well, I thought it smelled good on the way in here. I don't know why it's tasting like this, man. Like, wow. As he pulls
And
it
you
from
see the
his mouth
others
and-
getting their plates. Come, we all indulge, and off they go.
Adamus will muck down some of them as much as he can stomach and then kind of swallow and go, "Wonderful, fantastic, thank you for sharing."
Yeah, you're not quite sure if this is entirely consumable by human standards, but you think from what you're getting from these people, they are human, roughly. And yes, they seem to be enjoying everything and eating bits and pieces. And you see more people coming in. Quite a lot of rather tall, humanoids in here, and little shorter ones, but not varying so often. Some are in little bits of little bit of a tinge color on their skin that seems a little different than others, but not too much of a like a massive variety, but enough that you can look at one individual and start recognizing features on them that you could recognize later. It's at first they kind of all did kind of look the same, but now you're kind of noticing, slight differences and stuff.
different
will
features
address-
on the face.
And
Sorry.
what's that?
I said just different features on the face and
Correct,
their bodies and
correct.
things like that.
Yeah.
I will address the leader of our welcoming party and say, I am impressed with your generosity. Tell me of your world. What do your people enjoy? What are their loves and their concerns?
What interests you? No,
Oh,
understand.
well, what do you have families? Do you mate with another of your kind for life? Do you have offspring? Do you what sorts of recreation do you enjoy?
Families, offspring. Intriguing. Tell us more of offspring. And actually, you notice that you haven't seen a child around here at all.
Yes, quite interesting. How do you propagate your species? Cloning? Uh, uh, Artificial means? How do you have new members of your society?
Brought forth from the overseers. They are our makers.
Can I tell if these are biological or synthetic creatures?
Hmm. Alrighty. Let's see. I will allow you to go ahead and do an engineer roll. It's kind of rough, but go for it.
Okay.
Well, you're not quite sure. They do look different. They do look somewhat biological. They move like biological beings. They're not robotic as far as their movements, but it's kind of a stymie. You wouldn't know unless you started dissecting one of them.
I honestly think they come pre-made biologically from the makers.
It says we all live harmoniously. No little ones you speak of.
Where are your overseers?
Oh, overseers are hardly seen. They come every once in a while. We go to commune, and once in a lifetime we may see one. They have created us to create all that you see. Do you like?
We like.
Very much. Quite impressive.
And you do notice that there are ones that are female in form as well. And you see them, and they tend to, well, group up in their own little areas, and they don't seem to be, it doesn't look like they're
Mingling.
like mingling with the males. So the males are, by the looks of it, are like all sitting in their own areas, and the females are sitting in their own areas as well.
Why do your kind not speak to those over there? Is this normal? This separation?
Oh, we don't have same interests. Sometimes they make things that we don't understand. We like to make
Oh,
things practical. They make things with no meaning.
interesting.
Would you like to talk to one?
Yes, very
We
much.
we can still talk. It is okay. Here, let me introduce you. Come, Atomus.
Yes, my friend should come as well.
And he
Oh,
says,
I'm right
something
behind
very
you.
strange, I ask. Please do not be upset. Why do you have girl's name?
Ah, in my world it is a male name.
Hmm. And Rai. Rai has girl's name too. That is perplexing. All mans are like Zatol, Narak, Mavok, Salik, Bamar. Names like that. Girls'
What
names.
would you?
Girls'
What
names.
would you?
Nilak, Tilan, Simiv. Minas. Girls' names.
What would you call us in your language?
Foreigners.
What name? What name? What name would you give us?
Foreigners? Aliens? Not from our world. We would, if you were men and you were with our society, you would be Ray. Atomus would be Atamas.
Yes, I like it. You may call me that if you wish, if it makes you more comfortable.
Ah, very well. If you would like, Atamas. Here, I introduce you. Nilak. Nilak, meet Atamas. And she smiles and looks at you and kind of bows and gestures. You are a foreigner? She asks.
I am from far away. I kind of again click my heels and give a bow and say, I am pleased to meet you. We are learning more about your world.
And here is Tilan. Rai, meet Tilan.
Pleasure to meet you.
And Tilan looks at you and looks kind of oddly at you and goes, Rai? And she kind of puts her head down and kind of looks and her fellow, other female, kind of looks at Tilan and kind of looks a little puzzled. And she goes, Tilan, come talk. And they set themselves aside and the Narak kind of looks a little puzzled and shrugs. I don't understand them. And they seem to go off into their own little, group and start, talking to each other. And
Adamus will speak up and go, "This problem is not confined to your world. This is a common problem."
He gets that reaction everywhere, right?
We frequently do not understand this female of our species either.
And Narak
Oh, why we don't get along.
says, very perplexing. She had a rather interesting reaction to Rai.
Why?
Perhaps, maybe we should settle down at the Meridium.
Let's. This is actually intriguing.
Come, Meridium is very close. We partake. The girls will follow, eventually. And this time it's only Narak and Zatol decide to follow along with you. The rest of the contingent goes off to go various duties, you guess, or something. And Narak and Zatol kind of, bring you along and say, come, we go to the Meridium. And off you go into they just basically move you along to a kind of like you think it's some sort of a place where you have drinks. It seems to have a what you think is a bar. Looks like there's some sort of beverages with some sort of containers above them. Once again, the same kind of weird kind of ribbed structures in here and that. And you hear this kind of a weird kind of moving kind of music going along in the atmosphere around you. And it's very, very kind of like a lot of, back and forth, undulating flanger kind of a sounds, you know, the modulation is quite apparent in their music. And they take you up to the one area of the bar here, and the drinks are poured forth for you in various vessels, which look like wine goblets, which have the fine looking ribbed features to it. And there are some of the women in here as well, also, you know, enjoying themselves. And they seem to be, you know, enjoying the music and, you know, kind of moving to the weird undulations. And yep, each of you has poured a drink, and they hand it towards you. Enjoy.
Again, I scan it for any toxic substances prior to drinking it.
You haven't trusted him this far?
Your scan doesn't show any.
Okay, I've had too many funny drinks on too many funny worlds to trust uncompromisingly.
Honestly, if there's something in the food, I would have been down by now. Have a little faith in these guys, man. I'm taking a drink right now.
And yeah, you partake in the drink, and you find it's very, very, it's kind of like dull water. Kind of like they did something to the water, but you can't quite figure. It's got a kind of a weird off taste, but you swear it's just H2O.
It's water, man. Weird tasting water, like bad filtration on it.
Is that Grand Prairie water?
That's the Grand Prairie water.
When the nanites start eating you from the inside out, you can talk to me later.
I'll get back to you on that one, man.
Adamus, you're partaking.
Yeah, he'll take a drink too. Yeah,
no problem. Yeah, you get the same kind of sense. It's kind of like a stale kind of water. It's got an off taste that you just can't quite put. You know, you might have tasted it when you remember the time when you were a little kid, and you took the rubber inner tube of your bike and stuck your tongue in the hole of it, and yeah, it's kind of like, yeah.
Adamus takes a swig and goes smooth.
And yeah, you don't feel any.
Know, right?
You don't seem to feel any kind of an odd effect or anything. It's kind of just water. You think. Soon enough, you hear something overhead, and it sounds like an incoming craft.
Something's on its way here.
Yeah, it passes by quite close. It's almost like it went ahead and did a, like a flyby with the, trying to give you a sonic boom or something. However, you don't think it was traveling that fast, but it was pretty evident. So,
I'm gonna try to contact the ship. Tara, this is Adamus on the private channel. Can you hear me? Tara, Adamus on the private channel. Can you hear me? Right, we have a problem.
You can just hear, and you hear Tara, but it's all broken up.
We're a fair distance away from the ship, but these things aren't. The channels sort of lose its stint with the.
You see a couple of screens start broadcasting something, in the air, there's a some sort of a monitor that you kind of just didn't even see it until it, started opening up, and it ends up showing a scene as showing this like a ship coming by and strafing downwards, and you see a couple of explosions. And you start to kind of wonder, hey, that modulation, you're starting to kind of you're kind of getting that little bit of a tinge of a couple of boom 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 bang bang kind of thing that you're is kind of matching up to what you're seeing here on the screen.
I think we should work our way back to the ship. What do you think, Adamus? That sounds a little
Before,
too familiar.
yeah, Adamus agrees. He's going to address our host one more time and say, point at the screen and say, what is going on there precisely?
Bad things happening.
I'm
Yes,
slowly walking away from the table with that drink, and I'm trying to slowly maneuver my way back to the door.
Yeah, we must leave now. Thank you for your hospitality. Can you please show us to the transport?
Very well, come this way. And you see Narak and Zatal proceed to take you along. And you see the two girls. One of them is still kind of like, shies away at Rye.
I look at her on my way past, and I'm like, why are you looking at me like this?
She kind of freaks out that you're even talking to her and kind of dives in behind her companion there.
Well, we better continue our way back to the ship. I
Yes.
think she's just shy.
And
not used to human contact.
Yeah, you head back to the craft once again. It gull wings open once again, lets you in, doors close, and off you go.
I'm hoping that it wasn't our ship that got the repercussion of those noises.
And soon enough, you come upon the tarmac, and you enter in the area with your ship, and you see that there hasn't been any shots or anything fired around here, but you believe your ship has not been hit or anything, so. There doesn't appear to be any smoke or debris anywhere. You kind of see this big contraption clung onto the side of the ship, though, and it releases itself. And you can see that where you had a little bit of an issue up above, where it got tapped by a asteroid, well, that has all been resolved. But you kind of look at it, and it just look a little strange, but it looks repaired, but it does look a little strange. This kind of has a little bit of the some of the striations in the metal look a little different.
Is that their signature? It must be, if it's like all their buildings and your ships and all that. Is that your guys' signature for fixing our ship?
Oh yeah, you're trying to ask any of the tarmac people around here?
Yeah.
They go, no, it's fixed. It's repaired. Feels much better.
So tell us, we must leave soon, but tell us what bad things does that happen often?
Oh, yes, many times visitors come, destroy things, kill, annihilate, cause much damage. It's okay. They get bored. They leave.
Tara, this is Adamus. Can you read me now?
Affirmative.
You've been monitoring a planetary assault in progress?
I did see a ship pass by. They didn't bother with us. They just went along their merry way, and that's all I've seen.
Were you able to pick up the transponder or see any registry markings to identify the vessel?
It's unknown. Probably pirate vessel.
Right, I suggest we get out of here before they decide we're a lucrative target.
I'll take your word for that. I look over at our 2 escorts there and say thank you so much for the good time. But I think it's time we leave.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for fixing our ship.
Please visit again.
When we have more time, we will definitely visit again.
And we board the ship.
Admus bows and then gets back on board.
And
He goes to engineering and talks to Valis and says, "Can we check out the repairs and make sure they're going to be space-worthy?"
Oh, certainly, man. Let's do that. You know, let's take a walk up there. So he ends up getting out of the ship, stretching his legs out, and looks up, goes up the scaffolding, and starts taking a look up above on the ship, checking out the repairs. He's like, wow, they did some crazy stuff to this to the outside of our hull, man. I don't know what this metal is, but it seems to be holding on pretty nice. Not sure what they did on the inside. We did have a couple of them inside doing some fixes. I know they were working on something in there.
Can you show me where they're doing the fixing?
Oh yeah. He comes back down. Heads over. Goes into the engineering section and says, all right, so yeah, they worked on this conduit over here, the connection to the hyperdrive facilitator, and yeah, it's seems that they did a correction on some of our stuff. I think he said something that fixed no hit rocks or something like that.
Make sure not to hit rocks.
I haven't fired it up yet. I have no idea if this is all going to work.
Okay.
Admus will run a diagnostic before we fire the ship up to make sure it's not going to feed back and cause an explosion or something. And see what if you can tell anything else.
I'll head to Tara and tell her what happened.
Yep, as you're going from the from engineering, you end up going through the cargo bay, and you notice that the blinker light on the capsule is started doing a fluctuation, and it's something's happening. The containment for your
you copy.
yeah, what's up?
There's some lights flickering on your cargo here.
Oh crap, I'll make it back to the ship soon.
Wait, what?
Where did you go?
I'm just down the road a little bit. I'll be back. Give me 5 minutes.
As I'm looking at this thing blinking in front of my face, wicked.
Yep.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you see something indicating on there that something's starting to power down on the cryopod.
Adamus?
Yep, go ahead. What's up?
We might need to prepare something, some contingency, because this thing is losing power.
Admus freaks out and says to Valis, "Tell me you got that backup battery thing prepared that we talked about."
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I got it right here. He looks around. He's like, uh, yeah, it's in the workshop. Let's go. And
Now it's
you just head off into the little side shop there. Here. This thing should work, I think.
okay. Adamus grabs it and heads to the cargo bay.
Okay. Yep, you start heading. Meantime, you notice that there are some sort of like alarms, some alert alarms going on the cryopod, indicating that there's some sort of a malfunction going on.
Do you see anything that would cause a malfunction, Adamus?
And
I don't think I'm there yet. I think I just left
yeah.
engineering.
Yeah, he's still on his way.
Bellis, we kind of need you right away here, buddy.
Oh yeah, we're on our way. And you guys get through, the hallway there and enter in through the cargo hold. And yeah, you see that the device is basically, you see that there's some sort of a fluctuating going on the monitor system. And it's indicating that it's doing an emergency occupant purge.
Adamus runs up and sees if he can attach this battery and halt that process before it's too late.
You suddenly realize as you approach it and with your engineering ingenuity that there is no battery failure going on here. It appears to be an automated system going on in order to protect the occupant.
Okay, well, we can't. That's kind of useless. It's full battery power.
Can we stop the device from doing the purge? Can we halt the purge?
Yeah, you could go ahead and give me a roll. Just let me get it all set up here. Go for it under just your engineering. Beautiful roll. You do realize as soon as you start doing this, as you're trying to circumvent the feature that purges the occupant, that it is showing some sort of altered indications on the heart rate of the occupant itself. Some sort of a medical condition is occurring as far as you can see. And you're kind of starting again,
really
second guessing. You know you can shut it. You know you can shut this down, but you start second guessing whether or not that's a good idea due to it showing some sort of a medical contingency happening with the occupant, which may cause the occupant harm.
This thing is actually starting to hurt this thing, Adamus.
Did you hear the
Looks
part
like
where
he's-
he cuts people up into pieces?
Yes, I've heard that before. Yes, but unfortunately, he's going to end up dying with a heart attack if we don't stop this. Whereabouts is Cobb?
You sending out a
Anybody
message?
know where Cobb is? Cobb,
yeah.
you come in.
Tara says she stepped out for a bit. It's kind of getting stuffy in here. He's probably just down the tarmac.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be tofu here in a minute here if he doesn't get here.
Adamus is not going to let this guy out. He's going to go through with the freezing the purge, and we'll have to try to revive him later if we need to.
Okay. You proceed with causing the purge to fail. You notice that there is a whole bunch of alerts going up. And it's showing a sudden like a spike in the heart rate, and you see the heart rate going up, and then suddenly it's starting to.
Dr. Mrs. Adamus, get your butt down to the cargo bay right now. We have a medical emergency.
I'll be there. and she comes through the doorway, and she's like looking kind of frantic. What?
Read this display and tell me what's going on with this guy.
And she's looking it over. And she's like, "Oh my god, something is really wrong with the person inside." And she goes, "We're gonna have to either let him out in order to resuscitate him, or we're gonna have to let him die in there."
I don't want anyone dead on my ship.
I don't plan on it either.
But if we
Yeah.
lose this cargo, we're not going to get paid. And unfortunately, we need a payday.
Can you keep him sedated if you let him out?
I've got all the tools here. She's got, she shows you the concoction and stuff like that she's been working on.
Busted on.
But I don't think he's going to be in any condition once we open up that door.
Can we move him to a secure area, an airlock or something, where we can control his movement if he gets out?
There is there's a stateroom not too far through the hatch here that you can situate him in.
Oh, let's get it there. Stat.
Okay, you guys start, activate the grav sled on it and move it through the hallway into the vacant stateroom. Plunk it down, kabunk, and she looks at you and she's, "Well, I'm ready. Go ahead and pop it open."
Okay. Purge it.
And yeah, the seal breaks. It opens up. You see a bunch of like a flurry of different from the odd temperatures. There's a lot of kind of smoke coming up in the air, and she gets in there and starts checking vitals and everything, and she's checking things out. And she's like, he's starting to flatline, and she's like getting out her different tools and stuff, starts hooking them up, goes ahead and starts starts up the paddles and stuff, poof, starts trying to revive them again, poof, and finally it goes ahead and it stops. And she's like listening. She's doing the trying to resuscitate him, and keeps on doing it again. Boom. And ends up, she gets the heart rate back. You start to see, since he's still in the pod itself, but not out of it, you do see that there's like, he's still hooked up, and you're starting to see the vitals come back again. And so she goes ahead into the satchel and pulls out that syringe and gives him a jab. And you notice that he kind of comes to, goes, tries to say something, and then he kind of just goes for limp again.
Oh, he's out cold again.
She goes, well, he seems to be okay now, but I wouldn't suggest keeping him in there. He has an unusual amount of adrenaline in his system, and she's like looking him over, and she's like checking him out, and she ends up pulling out something out of his mouth, and she's looking at it, and it looks like a partially dissolved pill, and it's kind of like got the plastic kind of like membranous casing on it, and she's like looking at it, going, and she's analyzing it, and she's looking at it. She's like, this appears to be some sort of an adrenaline pill that he had on him. And
Keep
what
his
I'm
heart
getting,
rate up.
and she's like, and these vitals are very strange. In fact, now that he's out of the pod, she hands you the spectroscope of all the analytics of what she's uncovered, and passes it to you, Adamus.
Okay. I'll see if I can interpret the data.
You look at it, and it says the person before you here looks like it's readout 30 years old, blah blah blah. You notice the name is Cobb Tyson. I'd say Cobb Lyson.
I was wondering. Yep. The night caller is returning to the ship. Okay. I see that, and I grab Rye and say, "We need to lock the ship down right now." I show him the data.
Tara, shut it down. Lock it down.
And she goes, "Roger that." Closing all hatches. Lifting up cargo bay entryway. And everything starts closing down.
Doctor, see if you can revive our patient here. Make him conscious right now.
And she's like, She's like, you know what I gave him was a lot of stuff. I'll see what I can do. She's like, it's probably going to take about an hour, but I think he'll come out of it.
That's a great twist, by the way. I had a feeling that was cool.
Yeah, where are we at? We're at 10:30 now. Yeah, I guess we can still go on for a little bit. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
All right.
I need to get to Tara right away and tell her what happened.
Yeah, you okay? You step out of the stateroom, head off towards the bridge, which is not too far, just through the through basically your kind of settling living room kind of area, where common room, and just past there is the bridge, like it shows on the map. Yeah, you enter in the bridge area, and yeah, you see her there, and she's she's actually by herself. So what's going on?
We just had to revive the person in the cryo slab, and it turned out to be Cobb. Someone, the imposter that brought him aboard this ship is off this ship right now, as far as we know.
So you're saying
That's why
saying the person inside the capsule is Cobb?
Yes. That's why I told you to lock down the ship, because the other imposter is not on it. Not to come to you directly and let you know what's going on with this situation.
She goes ahead and says, okay, everybody get yourselves armed.
Already come prepared.
And she goes ahead and checks her snub pistol.
Make sure mine's
she
loaded.
goes, maybe we should meet all together in the common area. She's like
All personnel
Kello,
meet in the...
Zal, everyone, let's meet in the common area.
And we all head.
Yep,
Well,
you
I head
hear
towards
replies
Tara.
from everyone. Except for Valis. Alice, do you read? Alice? Nothing.
Adamus?
Adamus.
Adamus tries to access one of the bridge stations and see if we can restrict access so that they can't do things from engineering. Basically, lock down the engineering controls so that they can't operate the ship from those spaces.
Proceed into the bridge area and do a cursory lockdown. Yep, and you've closed down all the possible consoles to, achieve access to the bridge.
Is there any cameras or video feed that's coming from engineering that we could see?
Yeah, you go ahead and pull that up, and you do see that there is you see some movement in the engineering area. But it's kind of the cameras on these things are pretty grainy and awful. Like this is that Tech 10, Tech 11 kind of resolution that you kind of come to expect.
I want to try to close and seal the hatches to engineering to isolate that space from the bridge.
Hey. Okay, sealing hatches, everything all the way along. Okay, you do so.
So right now it's me and Rye and Tara at the bridge, right? We haven't left yet.
Yeah, so you have Zell in the little side room. Go onto the map. I can show where basically everyone is, so you have an idea here. So let me grab the thing for. Now this is just to kind of show location. It's not like we're going to be using this for any kind of combat purposes or anything. But you both are here in the bridge area. You both have the map showing there.
Yep.
Yep.
And let me just go ahead and do a drawing here of where mode. So you have Zal here. So it's kind of a bad color because my die is that color. Let's go ahead and change that to okay, so Z for Zal. And move this along. Can I get this to move? And you did see kind of some movement that was over here in the engineering section from the last that you've seen on your grainy picture from the security systems.
And I figured
and let me put down where Tara is. Tara is also over here as well. All right, so that's your initial locations right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've locked all those bulkheads all the way back, right? So two in engineering and 2 between the common area and the bridge. All 4 of those bulkhead or those hatches are sealed, right?
So you've sealed those 2, and you sealed this one. Is that correct? Where I marked the red lines going across them?
Yeah.
Okay. And any others that you have done so as well? Just the 3 or one more?
I'm thinking the one just north of Zell there, in that airlock.
Okay.
The exterior bulkhead for exterior hatch for the airlock,
Okay.
so that they can't be accessed.
Very well.
Rye, we're gonna have to go space by space here and clear the ship.
Right behind you.
All right. Have my weapon out, and I will open the hatch to the space
Com-
just aft of us.
Common room.
Yep. Well,
Correct.
not number 2, just the part that's with the table,
Yeah,
just to the
common.
aft
Yeah,
of
the
us.
common room.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Tara, stay here.
Yeah. Slides open. And
Seal that hatch behind us, and don't let anyone in until we return.
she nods.
I got both pistols drawn.
Okay. You don't see any movement. You just see the room basically in front of you. Table, eating area, all that stuff.
Okay, let's keep working our way down.
Yeah. So check those 2 smaller. I don't know if it's a toilet or if it's a storage closet, but those 2 on either side of us there.
Okay, one's a fresher. Yep.
Starboard and port.
Yep. Open it up. Nothing in there. Next
All
one.
right.
Once again, nothing in there.
Check the cabin on the port side aft of us, just next to the table there.
That one slides open. Empty room. Smells a little funny in here. This was Kalos.
And check
Where's
that.
Galio?
What's that?
Where's Galio?
Yeah. Calo. he wasn't in here. He was in the other part of the ship. Somewhere.
Well, nothing's in here. Let's go to the right side. Work our way down into the next room.
And we check that smaller chamber, smaller space inside of that cabin before we leave.
Yeah, you enter that one. It opens up. The fresher in there looks fine. You don't see anybody around.
Okay.
And of course, the one that Zal is in with her patient. That was clear as well.
Okay. We check the airlock as well. Make sure there's no one in the airlock currently.
Check the airlock. Yep, looks empty. See the other door secured. See it, saying that it's secured, locked, no access.
Is there a window to the see-through door to that next larger space where number 2 is?
Yeah. You see a port looking through. You're looking in through there, and you can see, where basically it's pretty much a big vacant, empty cargo area. Since you're not really hauling anything except for what you had.
Let's get in there. We'll slowly creep our way. Let's stick together.
Tara, release bulkhead or hatch A3. Seal it behind us.
Yep. You hear it disconnect, and then it's accessible. Gives you the green light. Punch that open. Opens up, and you see massive cargo hold in here. You're looking through. You can basically see that there's like a little kind of like a little walkway around, kind of up in the upper area. You see where the lights are and stuff. Girdings, panel areas up above, a lot of ducting. HVAC.
Is it looking around? If the lights are not at full intensity, I'll go ahead and ask Tara to bring the lights up so we can make sure no one's hiding up in the scaffolding above us.
Yeah, you go ahead and bring the lights up. You can you're actually overbearing the area that's above the lights, the HVAC, all that stuff up in there.
Oh, you'd be able to see a mouse in there.
You can see everything on the floor.
All right, let's continue our way down, Adamus.
Go ahead and step into the space. Let Tara close that hatch and seal it.
Okay. Once again, empty area. You can see straight across. There is a your hatch, which has been sealed as well. You also see the separate what is it called? An airlock area as well, which is the access to the bottom, like through the bottom at the bottom of the ship, which gets you into the turret area through the turret on the belly. And it also allows you access to the upper floor as well. Those are
Okay.
the two basic doorways that you see in this.
So, Rye, why don't we check out the turret access and upstairs before we proceed back to engineering?
Sounds good.
Velis, this is Adamus. Do you read us?
You don't hear any call back at all.
Okay. Proceed aft to the door to the turret access.
Okay. Start walking along. No problem. Get to the door.
Again, is there a
Opens.
window in this one?
No, there's it's totally like sealed off here.
Okay. Guess we'll open it.
Opens. You look inside, vacant. You can see that the hatch down below, the iris valve in front of you, and there's also a hatch above.
What are the egg-shaped things back in that next chamber?
Those will also be cryo chambers as well.
Okay.
I don't think
These
we need to
ones
go in
these
that room.
ones are they're meant to be like escape capsules. So you enter in them,
Alright.
they'll go ahead and seal up, and you'll be in suspended animation until you either land or get revived.
Tara, can you see
Let's
if
check
any
those
of the
before
escape
we
capsules are missing out of our escape capsule bay?
She says, I don't see anything blown out underneath. Nothing there.
I'm gonna check out that space before we go up or down. Just make sure those capsules are all clear.
You open it up, and once again, it's an iris valve, so there's no window or anything. It opens up, and you can see, basically a vacant area as far as you can see from your perspective. And yeah, once again, it lights up automatically, and you don't see anything in there.
All right, check each one of the cryo escape capsules and
Oh,
then
for
seal
sure.
that door behind us.
Checking each one, you notice that none of them have been accessed, so they haven't been, unlatched. Nobody's crawled into them.
Let's
All
hit
clear.
that.
Okay.
Let's work
Up
our
or
way
down,
to
my friend?
engineering.
Well, we need
Go
to check out the turret and the deck 2 before we go to engineering. Do you want to try turrets first?
Yeah, let's try the turrets first, because if he's up there, it's mayhem, man.
So the turret access down below. You open it up. It pops open. Down below, you see just basically an empty, jockey seat. Basically, just suspended there. You can see the tarmac below. Basically, yeah, it's all windowed below you, and
Okay, it's
nothing
safe to
there.
say that there's no one here.
Nobody's in the seat.
Okay, let's go
Okay.
up.
One above you, crack that open. And yeah, basically a handhold, dunk, dunk, dunk up if you want to get up there. And that's where all the staterooms and everything are above.
Just start checking them. Go all the way down the hall. Check them all thoroughly.
You end
I'll
up
hit the left side, and you go the right.
Okay.
So you end up climbing up the rungs. And you, as you're climbing up the rungs to get up there, you notice that something hits the side of the rungs beside you. Kabang! You think it was some sort of electronic device that has
Grenade!
Grenade. Basically, yeah, it hits the rungs and it goes like sailing off. Rye, you see something land beside you. It looks like some sort of a monitor.
What the hell is this?
Smashed.
I pick it up and look at it.
Yeah, you take a look at it. It looks like it's been disconnected from the wall and removed. And it looks like it's just been like tossed down.
Okay, someone ripped that off the wall. We need to get up there. I think someone's up there.
You basically look around as your head peeks up through the hatch, and yeah, you don't see anybody here. You just see the vacant hull area and the iris valve. Adamus.
Weapon at the ready. I'll tell Tara to open the valve.
It opens up. You see, and it looks kind of a little strange here. It's like somebody deactivated the lights in this area. 'Cause usually you see the lights deactivate once you pop into here. It's dark.
Like night, would you say?
Like you can't see anything in here, for sure.
Is anyone calling me right now? Okay. I am going to call out and say, all right, whoever is up here, identify yourself now. Let us know where you are. The games are going to stop.
Okay, you hear off kind of port side, down the hall, you hear a ping, ping, ping. Sounds like something's clanging.
Is it inside the ship or hitting the hull on the outside?
You think it's inside this ship. It's down the hall.
Okay.
It is dark. Yeah, you don't see any kind of light up here. You probably have to pen light it or something.
All right, I'm gonna pull Rye aside and first I'm gonna say, Tara, close the valve a minute, please. The iris.
Roger. You hear it seal.
I'm gonna say to Rye, what do you think if we go back down to the bridge and start to evacuate the air from this area? See if we can knock out whoever is up here.
I think that could work.
Because I'm not trained military. I don't know about going into this dark space trying to have a gunfight with somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, good thinking. Tara, seal off this section.
Done.
and remove air.
Slowly.
From,
We don't want to kill him. We want to knock him out.
Yeah, you hear the valve seals kind of pressurize in front of you, and they suck in a bit as you notice, you know, and that's all that happens.
To contact the doctor and say, Doctor, I need to know the O2 saturation that would cause a an unmasked human to lose consciousness.
She goes, well, get it under 10%. Should be able to knock him out, no problem.
Let's assume he's not in a vac suit.
And Tara says, well, you've got your 10% now.
Okay, do we hear the clanging that appear to stop?
You don't hear any clanging.
Okay, we'll give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll let's raise the O2 or the pressurization back up and open the iris.
Yeah, you see the seals on the valve kind of open. Let me know when you want me to release the valve.
All right, open the iris.
The iris opens. And once again, dark hallway.
I got my my weapons out and ready.
Okay.
Can I see if there's an access and try to get the lights back on? Do some repairs.
You go ahead and start manoodling around. Give me an engineering roll, please. All right, you don't seem to be getting anywhere with it. It looks like the wiring has been ripped out in here somewhere along the way.
Well, somebody did a number on this, right? I don't know.
Well, we gotta figure out where this guy is, so we gotta start moving our way down. Got
Yep.
any type
What's
of
up?
flashlight on you?
There is a emergency, like a little emergency kit in that area that you are currently kind of in on the map. That has a little latch on it.
Let's take a look and see if there's any type of light source in here.
You open it up. Yeah, there is a small battery-powered pack with a light on it.
Okay, let's take this, stick to the walls, and slowly move your way down. I'll
Alright,
try and
let's-
keep the hallway illuminated.
Okay, we'll check the left door first, and then the right door all the way down the hall, alternating.
Who's
Check
going?
'em.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Raya's going first.
So I kick open the door and I swing my weapons in there with the light
Port side, starboard.
port.
Port, bang on the left. Opens. Yep, empty. You see a fresher door in front of you.
Okay.
Headed
Let's
to
carry on to the other side.
the other side. Bang, it goes open. And yeah, same thing. Empty room. Fresher on that side. No one in there.
I keep my back on the wall and I keep moving down. Okay, port side, I kick open again.
Port side, you kick open. Suddenly you see something on the floor. It's red. It's like a swoosh of red across on the floor here.
Oh my god.
Definitely blood.
I shine the light in there.
You see kind of a lump over in the corner where next to the fresher area.
Well, someone got killed in here.
Cover me. Let me take a look and see who it is.
Oh, you're covered.
Adamus
I will
moves in. You,
cautiously step forward.
you kind of step over, look over the stateroom bed, and you can see the remains of. You think it's Callow. You see that his feet have been removed, and but you also notice that he did have something in his hand next to him. It looked like almost like a bedpan or something. And where his legs are, you can tell that the blood has gone, like, fled from his body, basically, in that area. And just went right across the, the floor.
Do we see a sign of any wounds other that are where did he bleed out from? What caused the wounds? Any idea to see what it is?
His feet are entirely gone. You don't see any feet on him. Yeah, just leg and just separation where his feet were. Yeah.
Okay. So nothing in the actual chest cavity or anything like that, or the abdomen. It's just basically blood out from his feet.
Bled out from his feet area. Yeah, and he just looks white, pale, just
motionless,
dead.
Right, check the rest of the room, make sure no one's hiding in here.
Yeah, you check the fresher, empty. You do see that there is a couple of tools in here on the fresher floor. Look like, and a pair of shoes.
Can I tell how long ago he died, based on rigor mortis?
You're looking at this. It must have been like totally recent. Totally recent.
Okay.
And let's continue down.
Yeah, even the blood on the sneakers and everything, is fresh. Like, if he removed the feet, well, they're in there still. And, that cut looks rather fresh.
Okay. Back out of the room and we'll continue.
To the other side.
Okay. Kick that door open. Both weapons pointing inside with the light.
You kick that door open, and all of a sudden, Rye, you get thrown backwards. You feel suddenly something impact on your chest, and you kind of just like bump right into Adamus. Adamus, you feel Rye just kind of punch into you. You hear a sound of a kind of a noise, like a sudden flurry of shots come firing past you. Rye, you are you're just basically stunned, totally stunned, and taken off your feet. Now, I'm seeing somebody else is writing something interesting in the chat there. Okay. So that happens. Adamus, what are you doing? I shouldn't say, what are you doing?
I mean, Adamus, the thing Adamus is doing is as soon as he gets, Rye gets pushed back and the shots start coming, I'm trying to find a target and squeeze off a shot.
Okay. Just quickly go ahead and make a shot. It will be very difficult at this moment. Go ahead. Yep, you should be able to make your roll. Make it on your weapons, like in your actions. There'll be a an attack roll in there. So
Okay.
if you
So
see-
the laser pistol,
yeah,
obviously.
with
All
your
right.
laser pistol. Yep. And you actually hit. Roll damage.
Awesome.
Okay, so you think you hit something, but then you hear shots coming back at you. Rye, you're just kind of there on the ground. That's all you're doing?
I try and fire off a couple aimlessly.
Okay, you are at a negative with that. But go ahead and make a roll.
With my auto pistol.
Yep. And once again, roll damage. Now, once again, the attack comes forth, and wow.
That doesn't sound healthy.
That does not. It is not healthy.
I know once I fired a couple of shots there, I was trying to like crawl away out of the doorway or out of the direction.
And Adamus, you ended up getting stricken by and it hits you on the side. You just feel this immense pain overcome you as well. Just to let you know your damage. If you look at your actions, you can see that your endurance has been taken down to 0. Your dexterity is still good, but your strength is down to 2. So just to let you know. Same thing with in your actions as well. There, Spencer, on your character.
I see it. Yeah.
So you're both in the kind of the same situation. Both at a negative right now, and starting to bleed out a little bit from your wounds for sure.
What does that mean in terms of our actions? What can we still do?
You can still do stuff. You're just right now. If you sustain basically 2 more points of damage, Adamus, you're not in a good situation. You're going to be out. Same thing with Rye. Rye's got 3. If you're going to get hit, it's not looking good at all.
So Adamus grabs a hold of Rye and says, "Fall back, fall back!" And tries to move back toward the iris.
I was already crawling away.
Yeah.
At least out of the open doorway.
You're both scrambling out and getting through and back through the iris valve. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Try to seal it as soon as we go through the iris valve.
Yeah.
Get where we have cover and then seal it.
It goes. You're bleeding out and you're just feeling immense pain and shock and everything. You're actually surprised at yourself that you're able to make it so far, but you realize you suffered some pretty major wounds in the chest there. You're starting to feel like a bit of a little bit of sharpness, pain in your chest every time you breathe in and out. Same with you, Rye.
Doctor, this is 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍. We have multiple injuries. Come to the second deck immediately. We need immediate assistance.
Make it quick.
Roger that. And shortly after, you end up seeing the doctor poke her head up from the hatch below, and she looks around and sees you and gets up, goes towards both of you, and checks to see you, and she's like, oh, which one first? So she goes over to Adamus first, checks him over, gives you a stim. Okay, what is your strength? So let's bring it up to... There we go. You feel a great relief. She goes ahead and starts putting compresses onto your chest and everything, starts working on you. And yeah, you see Tara ends up popping up as well. And she comes over to Rye and starts trying to work on him. She ends up getting ordered by Zal to put compresses on Rye and work on him and try to staunch the bleeding and stuff. Then she ends up getting to you, Rye, and she goes ahead and gives you a stim as well. Nice.
As I'm starting to feel less stunned, I try and reload my weapons.
You guys are both still wounded. Your endurance is still down to like 0, but you've been stabilized as far as your strength goes.
Good job in staying alive, Adamus. We'll get this guy.
She's looking concerned. Did you kill him?
I don't know. He kept firing at us.
Maybe got one shot. I don't know. He killed, what's his name? Caleb.
Callow.
What was the guy's name? Callow. He killed Callow.
They killed Callow. They killed him dead with a sword. No. She looks shocked, concerned, all at the same time. She goes ahead and pulls her snub pistol. And she's like, crap with this shit.
Hold on. Now, we've accounted for everyone, right? We know where everyone is. Callow is dead. We have the rest of the crew accounted for.
Except for Valis.
We haven't checked the engineering room yet. Hopefully Valis is still alive.
I'm thinking we keep this sealed and we take Deck 2 to a hard vacuum.
She's like, well, if he survived the first time, he's probably got a vac suit.
All the same, it'll make it harder for him to escape from there.
Okay, she goes back down. Tara goes back down. Zell stays here. And shortly, you hear, I'm at the bridge.
Seal it.
You hear the pressurization happen again. And the baffles on the side of the iris valve compress once again. And she goes, how long shall we hold it for?
Until we resolve this. Leave it in the vacuum. We're going to check out engineering.
So you head down. You basically limp your way down, feeling the, you do have the numbness of the medication kicking in. Feeling, slightly woozy, but, still able to move. I'll go ahead and put you down below here.
Right, it's possible the Nightcaller had an accomplice. Whoever's upstairs may not be him.
Well, we need to make sure that we cover all our bases with all our crew. Then we can isolate if we had an accomplice or not.
I'm just saying, look sharp. We may have our hands full in engineering.
Well, I'm already shot up already as it is, so I'm ready when you are.
The two of you end up limping over across to the valve next to the hangar to the south end. Catch your breath.
I suggest we both use this bulkhead for cover, one on one side, one on the other, and we open that door up without exposing more of ourselves than we need to.
Sounds like a good plan.
You break the seal.
You're ready?
Yep. Break the seal to the door. It opens. You see a hallway down. Door further on. Empty.
And same thing, try to push up against the side bulkheads as much as we can to give ourselves some cover. Seal the door forward and then have her unseal the door aft.
And the iris valve opens. And yeah, the room here looks to be only occupied by a body on the floor. Right where the red X is.
Yeah.
And there you see Valis.
All right, do a quick check. Make sure he's dead.
I'll go check. I'll check for a pulse.
I'm going to check out the engineering equipment and see if the Nightcaller has damaged the ship in any way or sabotaged it.
You're looking over the engines and everything. You're checking things, and you don't think he tampered with anything from your cursory look. Meanwhile, Rye, you check the pulse. He's still got a pulse. Look like he's been just knocked out.
Oh, thank God. Let's
See
get him out of here.
Big contusion on the back of his head.
He hasn't been mutilated anyway?
No, he looks still alive. He looks just knocked out.
Let's get him to the dock. I want to seal off engineering after we leave it, so if this guy gets loose, he can't get in there and wreak havoc.
Okay. Head off back to the dock. Where are you meeting Doc?
We'll have her... Go ahead, sir.
I figured we'd meet her in the cargo bay.
Yep, she comes down, and yeah, she intercepts you. Are you? What was it? You were taking Valis, like carting him out?
Yeah, we're dragging him out.
Okay. And yeah, she starts treating him on the cargo room floor. And yeah, she says, yeah, he's going to have one hell of a headache, but she ends up suturing him up, a couple stitches in the back of the head, patches him up, basically just kind of, checks his vitals and everything. And she's like, oh, okay, well, goes ahead and gives him a little whiff of something. And he starts coming to. He's like, looking around, kind of flustered. And he's like, what happened? What happened?
You're
Just
very
glad
lucky,
you're back with us.
my friend. You could have died just now. The night caller is loose on the ship.
He's like looking at his fingers and everything. Do I have all my toes? He's all freaked out.
You have everything so far.
Oh wow, man. Oh man. Thank God. I'm alive. I'm alive. And he's like,
We're glad you're alive.
it's like, wow, man. Yeah, he must have hit me from behind, man. I didn't even see him. He's like, did you get him? Is he dead? Like, what
Got
happened?
him isolated.
Cadmus wants to, with Velus's help, if he's up to it, I want to see if there's a way that we can use the drive core to irradiate the second deck to see if we can kill the guy that way.
Phallus is like, well, man, you sure you want to do that? It'd be a bit of a mess to clean up afterwards. We might be stuck here for a bit.
Do what it takes, man. Our lives are more important than the ship.
He goes, all
Can we,
right, man. You know, we can, whatever you say, we can do that. No problem.
Take a look at what it would take. Terra, could you check with the planetary authorities and see if there's some law enforcement that could help us root out this guy?
I'll see what I can do. And yep, she's contacting him. Meantime, Phallus is like heading back to engineering. Goes through the. Are you guys following him along or just?
Yep, I'm gonna go back with him and say, Doc, how's Cobb coming? Is he awake yet? The real Cobb? We need his help on this.
Yeah, gotta go check him out right now. And yeah, you head on back to the engineering section. And he's like, all right, so we need to do this. He starts, reconfiguring things on the drives. And he's like, okay, connect that. Power plant venting. Alrighty. We're going to have to do a little bit of an adjustment here on some of the HVAC out there. I guess, Adamus, you're the only one who's going to be able to do this. He's hands you a torch and says, okay, you see this access here on the HVAC? You're going to go cut a piece out of it and flatten it so that it circumvents it to this, ventilation shaft. All right? That's all you got to do. Just bend it forwards, seal it off around the edges. It should go directly into just the upper reaches of our ship. I hope nobody's got pets up there because they ain't going to last long.
And
So, up into the cargo area, there is a, where he indicates. So you end up climbing up there and working away, sealing off, like cutting open the hatchway.
Before I do that, I want to see if they can get Cobb awake before we actually do this plan.
Okay. And yep, Sal says, yeah, I've got him up. He's coming too.
Ryan, you want to ask him what he can do to help us out here before I trash the upstairs?
Yeah, I'll get right on that, and I run over to where Cobb is.
Yeah, you enter the room. You see she's basically kneeling in front of him and making sure that he's okay. She's got him hooked up to a monitor. And he's like looking around all confused and everything. This is a totally different guy than what you've seen, obviously, before. Now that you've got a good look at him. And he's awake and he's like, well, man, that was rough. Where the hell am I? He's looking around.
You're on our ship, the Nebuchadnezzar. You've been brought here
Ooh.
cryoslabbed by an imposter.
Oh, man. He goes, oh, I know what happened. Crap. It's like, that. He's like looking at his hands and everything. Oh, man. He's like, moves his feet along. He goes ahead and pulls off his boot. And you see a kind of a massive, pulls it off. And there's like, he's missing half of his foot. He just starts to collapse again, fainting. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, goes ahead and starts working on him and starts to wrap him up, cauterizing where she can. Starts working away.
Can you tell us anything about this imposter?
He is Saregg. That guy is a maniac. Where is he?
We got him caught in our upper level with no oxygen. We tried taking him head on and we got shot up in the process. We're lucky to be out of there.
He's like, Saregg ain't a human, man. He's not a human.
Is he then?
He's what you might call a doppelganger. He can change his appearance. It's like a chimera.
Or a chameleon?
They make excellent spies. They come from the FAL system.
How do you kill it?
Lots of bullets.
Can it breathe without oxygen?
He's thinking. He looks kind of out of it. He's thinking. Come to think of it, that sucker probably can breathe without oxygen.
Over to Valis. Okay, dump that stuff in.
Atlas, you conclude with the operation?
Yep. If he can't help us capture him, we're taking him down the best we can. So I will attempt to complete the repair.
Yep, circumvent the HVAC to the necessary ports. Junk, seal them up.
Yes.
All done. And with the go-ahead, Valis will go ahead and purge the venting from the power plant through the system. And with that, he hits the button and Tara says, I'm not really getting much action with the people outside. They're a little confused on what we call a police force.
I think we've taken care of it, Tara. Thank you for checking.
All right, venting's done. Shutting down. And you hear things start being switched off in the engine room.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Adamus?
I think we have to check it. Take cover. Be very careful. Go ahead and release the or repressurize the upstairs and take cover around the bulkhead as best we can. Open the iris back up.
Okay.
Assuming that any decontamination has been done, so we're not poisoning ourselves.
He's purged it. He says, here, take a couple of indicators here for the radiation. If they start ticking a little too much, make your way out of there. Or
Yeah, I'll take
here,
point.
make sure you take these pills just in case.
Do we have any? I should have asked this before. Do we have any body armor on board that we could, or anything
You have
protect us?
vac suits. You can wear those.
Yeah, this isn't a warship, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would put the vac suit on, give some protection anyway. Not the helmet, but the suit itself.
Okay. You guys suit up. Head on up there.
I'll take
And-
point.
Same thing as before. Go
and,
room
yeah,
by room.
Both of you end up yeah, both of you end up having to be redirected, of course, on procedures of putting on the vac suit properly, of which Valis kind of negotiates with you. You know, oh no, put it on this way. Yeah, hook this up. There you go. Neither of you have the vacuum suit skill. Anyways, you head on up the to the valve door once again. It depressurizes, opens. And you
Go back in.
notice your indicator starting to go, showing that there's
So-
residual radiation in here.
All right. Go room by room, just like we did before, taking better cover this time if we can.
And you step in, and we'll conclude from there. So we'll conclude
Cool.
next week. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. That was fun.
Alrighty. Well, I hope that was
Dun,
somewhat
dun,
entertaining
dun.
out there. We got to beat some strange alien humanoids, and got to do a little bit of interaction with that. And
I'm having a blast over in my corner.
and the twist. I always have the twist.
The twist. The twist will reconvene next week.
That's right. We're all good for next week. All good for you, Gordo.
Yep. I will be. I may have to be dialing in. Well, anyway, I'll talk to you offline about it. But yeah, I'll be out of town, but I should still be able to play. So
Okay. If you have any deviations from that, let us know. We can all, but we'll still have a game session next week, anyways. If it's not, yeah, if you're having an issue, pop it in. That's okay. It's no problem. We build our campaign so that we can continue on with other things that can go on. Well, thanks for popping in there, GM Zelko. Really appreciate the huzzah in the back end there on our chat. And yeah, anybody else that's tuned in, thank you very much. Yeah, just once again, just go back to the beginning. If you've missed it, go ahead and check it out. And yeah, so next week, if it's not Gordo and Spencer, it'll probably be Josh and Spencer instead, or anybody else that decides to join in with us as well. I put the invite out there to a number of people, so
Everyone's welcome to join in.
there you go.
This is one heck of a thing going on here.
More the merrier. Alrighty. So to conclude from tonight, if you haven't, well, definitely, if you can, subscribe.